What's up?
What's happening?
We'll give a couple minutes for folks to drop in here and join the festivities. We'll get the boilerplate shit out of the way real fast. Anything that is said on this channel is for entertainment purposes only. It is three like-minded individuals, which you can see here, discussing whatever happens to be on our mind and expressing our opinions. If you do not agree with said opinions or think it's horseshit, you can do your own research. Have at it. We're not here to encourage any kind of illegal activity or any kind of hostile activity or any kind of anti-government sentiment. So, again, all the brown shirts, set your tofu down, set your latte down, and take a breath. That being said, if any of these things offend you or whatever, you apparently hit the wrong button when you're trying to surf manga porn and you need to go find your safe space. That being said, welcome to the show.
And if you got any links for that kind of thing, Vanguard's interested, you could just put it in the comments. He'll look it up later.
Oh, Lord. So, Brother Jay, how are things going in your end of the world?
Well, I mean, it's still winter, and it's still not spring yet, which is fine. I don't like bugs, so or humidity, or yeah. So
Fair enough. Saxman, how's things going on your end?
Not bad, not bad. Just hanging out.
All right. Good deal. I'm trying to figure out, what the hell the weather's doing here. One day it's hot, one day it's cold.
Yeah, it was a little chilly getting out of work.
One day it's snowing. Can't dress for it because at night it's in the damn 20s and 30s, daytime 60, 70 degrees. It's like, what the hell? So, anyways, I digress. People wondering about the title tonight is Breaking the Law. We're going to open up with our favorite, I guess he would be the head of Homeland Security, I believe. Isn't that what his job is? He's the boys the borders are. So whatever you want to call it. Tom Homan, putting boot to ass. Thumbs up. Oh, shit. Anyways, he apparently has discovered, I don't know if any of you are aware, but when they were doing the big raid in Colorado, going after those Venezuelan gang members, that they commandeered the apartment complexes, bed-shitter regime was saying was a hoax, that wasn't really happening. Ironically, it was happening, and we had boots on the ground. Well, basically, somebody took it upon themselves to leak operational details to the gang members. Give them a heads up. I'm pretty sure that breaks some laws. And since you did it, I mean, I don't see how it doesn't. Thoughts, anyone?
It's treasonous.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not going to be part of the, not going to be part of the game there, you need to just quit.
Agreed. Well, the one thing I saw earlier was that Homan had said the Department of Justice and Homeland Security are investigating the leaks, of course, but the authorities are quite certain it came from inside the FBI. They have narrowed it down to an individual. Okay? At least on one of the leaks. And he has made it clear, not only are these individuals going to get shit canned, but they're losing their pensions and they're going to jail.
Yay, good. I mean, like again, if you're not going to be part of the program, you need to get the hell out.
Well, I mean, that's no different than being a crooked cop or a crooked politician. We got them dime a dozen around here. But you're a federal law enforcement employee, and you're turning around giving a heads up to a gang that is occupying like a region of a U.S. city. How does that even factor into being okay?
Well, because here's the deal, man. You got to have some empathy for these people. They came here just to make a better life for their other gang members back in Honduras and guacamole and all that stuff. But yeah, you really gotta have some empathy for the DACA and stuff like that, man.
Sure. I'm sorry. You're right. I need to have empathy and just. You're right.
Nobody's illegal, man.
It's a basic human right to climb over the border illegally and just lay claim.
Absolutely.
Okay. So basically, what we need to do is we need to tell Eagle Pass just to pack their shit up and leave.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I mean, apparently we're just a bunch of uncaring motherfuckers. We don't want nobody coming into our country. It doesn't matter you didn't get documented, your military age from every hostile country to our country. I mean, you're just wanting to come here and chill. Crack open a few cold ones, maybe convert a few people over to the jihad. I mean, it's all right. It's all good.
Well, another thing is, now we've got what, 3, 4, 13 million, new doctors and lawyers and engineers that have crossed the border to, help out America and make her be great again. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I keep seeing there's a couple different things. I do want to jump over to the lunacy outside the Department of Education earlier. When Mad Maxine, the California raisin that's being kept alive by a voodoo priest, and her cadre of morons are out in front of the Department of Education just pitching a bitch because they can't go in. People are so pissed off because of Doge, what the hell you call them?
Doge.
So there's
it's kind of like Vanguard Doge bag.
Oh hell no. So watching these people melt down and bitch and moan the way they are, it's like they're throwing a temper tantrum in a Toys R Us. That's what it reminds me of.
So did you saw the one where, and I can't remember if it was what's the USAID thing, trying to get into the doors, and you had all these, we're members of Congress, you have to open up the door. We're members of Congress.
Was that the one that had the guy in the tan standing up front?
Yeah.
No, that was Department of Education.
Oh, was it? You sure?
Yeah,
okay.
That was Department of Education.
Yeah,
they were pissed off.
We're members of Congress. I give 0 fucks.
That doesn't mean anything. Your ass needs to be investigated and probably arrested. I mean, we can make that happen. The other thing I wanted to touch on too, since the title is Breaking the Law, did you hear about FEMA? The shit they pulled.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if I can pull up the information again.
I think you should.
I think I will.
Triple dog dare you.
Federal Emergency Management thought that they needed to circumvent the direct order from the President of the United States to stop funding the illegals staying in 4-star hotels, that they booted out homeless veterans and shit to make room for, as I recall. I guess they took it upon themselves to send over $50 million there. No, excuse me. They received, let's see. I'm trying to get you the exact amount if I can here. Of course, this post is not giving me what I want. Anyways, they ended up firing 4 people at FEMA behind it, shit can. One was an executive of some kind. See if I can get her name for you real fast. Let's see if they name it. They may not want to name her because this is a left-wing rag too. Let's see. As of course, you know, I get my information on Facebook and it gives me everything, and I try to look it up online and shit, you can't find it. But they spent $59 million. They spent $59 million after they were ordered not to do it. And Doge uncovered it. And of course, there's a hue and a cry because the shit should have never happened. But they shit canned 4 people. One of them was relatively high up. She was some kind of executive director or something. I'm still trying to look for her name. It was a chief financial officer, 2 program analysts, and a grant specialist. Now, like I said, I did names and I can't find them. I can't find them online, so they're not releasing the names. I guess they're afraid to get sued for them getting busted for being crooks or, you know, ignoring the law. But
Federal workers.
well, it seems to me that if you did something like that and you fucked around with that much taxpayer money and disregarded a direct order from the commander in chief, you should be shit canned too. Now, there may not be anything prosecutable, but shit can definitely, and losing all your benefit. I mean, if you've got pensions or whatever, you lost that. It's gone.
How could you not go to prison for that?
Well,
They didn't take the money. They used it for another. They aided somebody else. You see what I'm saying? It's not like they took the money, went and bought a yacht or laundered it somewhere.
So if I don't pay my taxes and I give it to somebody else,
yes. Yeah, that's all right.
okay.
Because you donated it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Because he's generous. I mean, he's a generous guy like that. I mean, I'd swear to that.
I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but until they start going after these people and putting them in jail, I truly hope they get these FBI people and burn them. Not literally, of course, but they need to face the full wrath of the federal government. They need to be treated like they treated the fucking J6 people.
Oh, absolutely.
And these little paper politicians are all over. Like, I think there's a police chief or a sheriff somewhere, and like, I can't think what state it is, but he's saying he's not gonna. There's something he's not gonna honor. I think it's the deportation or ICE or something. Holman needs to go after his ass. And there was I want to say it was the governor of Arizona that said she wasn't gonna adhere to it.
Yeah, that crazy dingbat.
And she's got a big discrepancy on her money, on her finances too, I believe.
Oh yeah, she does. Yeah, Cartel Katie.
Katie Hobbs, our favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She refused to assist with illegal alien arrests. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, she can be arrested with the rest of them.
she says, we're not going to use state resources to go into communities and round up people that aren't causing harm during a public relations event at a healthcare center. Okay, so that's cool. So Abu have some kids in daycare, and they make pipe bombs on the side. They decide to roll up into one of your sporting events and blow a hole in the side of it. kill 2,000 or 3,000 people, but you weren't going to go and arrest nobody. Okay? Good call. See, the point is to get in front of shit, not be reactionary. And it's people like this that want to sit on their hands because they're trying to pander either to their party or whoever the fuck owns them or whoever's, slipping them money in the back, whatever the hell's going on is nefarious. They're not wanting to do the job. And so what ultimately happens is you're basically setting up for something terrible to happen because you don't want to do your job. And the federal government's trying to do it, but you want to hamstring them. And then if something goes sideways, blame them.
It will be interesting to see if the commander-in-chief authorizes the military to go for the cartel members that are actually, that hold up in the mountains and shit like that. I mean, it'd be good training. It'd be great training.
You talking about held up in the mountains here or held up in the mountains in Mexico?
Here. I mean, no, not here. I'm talking about Texas.
You mean continental United States?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well,
it is Texas. I mean, we know what kind of people come from there.
Yeah, best country in the.
Didn't I see something where there was some American military aircraft that were over Mexico at one point this past week? Or was I mistaken on that? Something about it was the first time in history that we'd had, I think it was a surveillance aircraft or something.
Yeah, it was a joint rivet.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a joint rivet. They were over by Baja. They're flying around, looking for. I'm sure they were doing some surveillance on the cartels in that area.
Yeah. Well, like I'm looking here and they say they're hunting. U.S. spy planes are hunting for intel on Mexico drug cartels. Surveillance flights surge, etc. Well, here's the thing: did Trump ever declare the cartels as, I guess, enemies of the state per se?
I think it was in an executive order, if I remember right.
Well, if that's true, and I would tell Mexico either you quash them or we're going to quash them for you.
Well, Mexico can't quash them because they're probably getting paid by them.
Well, you got to give them the opportunity.
Yeah.
You can, that way you don't just march in and do it. You say, look, you can go ahead and do it, but if you can't, we're coming in with a big stick. I mean, we've got the capability to erase the cartels and leave a crater where their mansions are.
Oh yeah. I mean, all we need is a couple gunships. Just fly circles around them like buzzards and lay waste.
Fuck that! Drop a tomahawk on each of them.
JDAM.
Either one works for me. I'm just saying, tomahawk you can fire from off the coast and say, "See ya."
I wanted to see the plane that flies over that smokes them.
Well, but what I'm saying is, the thing about the problem with the cartels in Mexico, they've got ordnance and hardware just like the military, because they're in bed with everything in Mexico anyways, and whichever foreign power wants to sell them shit off the black market, whether it's the Russians or the Iranians or whoever, they can get China, they can get all the ordnance they need, all the hardware. The only thing they don't have is an army or an air force.
That's it, yeah, because we'd have it with air superiority.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, if you fly a plane over there, you got to get clearance from the Mexican government, right? And they might, it's sovereign airspace. We're not going to let you fly a military sortie over our air. Okay, well then we're not going to fly. We're just going to drop a present on each other. deuces, and just hit them with tomahawk. I mean, no muss, no fuss. I mean, it'd be cheaper. Think about this. It'd be cheaper to use a tomahawk on every known drug cartel headquarters than what it's cost us in lives, manpower, and tax dollars on the war on drugs in the past, what, 10 years? Minimum? Because we've been fighting the war on drugs for eternity. Have we not?
Yeah.
And I mean, you immediately stop the human trafficking too, because if you cut the head off all the fucking snakes, they're going to kind of be fighting over themselves because you're going to wipe out their fucking resources. You're going, and what's going to happen is they're going to say, well, damn, we didn't see that coming. And we've already got the people in place. If you get rid of all the deep state trash we've got in these different positions, start going and seizing anything. Follow the fucking money. If there's anything remotely seized, I mean, remotely tied to these fucking organizations, seize it. Freeze the assets until it can be proven it's not theirs. Cut off the fucking money, they'll self-destruct.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong in that thinking?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, it just seems to me that'd be the route to go. And, you know, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me if you do that, then you don't have the issue anymore. You're done. Because that's the only way we're going to have to stop. We're going to have to put boot to ass and get it done. Period. And we finally got the administration in there to get it done, which we haven't had in a long time. So, I mean, I like Tom Hallman. He seems to be serious about things. I think Kristi Noem sounds like she's serious about it. Did you see what's his name? The guy over in the military. Help me. I can't think of his name.
Oh, Pete?
Yeah, Pete. Did you see what he's done?
Mm-mm.
He is restoring the original names to Fort Bragg for starters.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Just like, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, not like most people. I do know some folks that are stationed at places and they call it by the new names. And I've kind of scolded them. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Fort Moore, stop it. Oh, you sit when you pee now?
Well, I mean, the terrible thing is too, if you think about this, think about all the, and I'm not condoning slavery or any of that bullshit, but think about all the Confederate monuments, statues, and things, historical
Oh my gosh.
that have been destroyed and moved and lost, all because of this woke bullshit.
You know all them statues have been destroyed.
Most of them, yeah. Absolutely.
It was a crying shame when all that stuff came down.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's not that I'm condoning slavery in any way, such, shape, or form, but that's part of our history.
Yeah, you can't erase history.
No, you can't. And when you do, you're destined to repeat it. And when you start trying to take it out of like school books, like school history and things like that, they're taught to the kids.
See, if we're going to erase something, let's get rid of that George Floyd BS. Send that shit down the toilet. That dude was a criminal.
Yep.
Fucking meth head or a crackhead, whatever.
Don't forget about the dude that was in St. Louis. What was his name? The one that tried to grab the gun from the cop, and the cop ended up shooting him, and they burnt the whole damn town down.
Oh yeah. I'm tracking.
It's like you make these people into saints. And
Yeah. He was such a good little boy.
Yeah, that's why he played one too many rounds of Grand Theft Auto and thought he was going to go down on the cop and snatch his weapon. That's a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
terrifying moment.
Try and snatch my weapon, see what happens.
I mean,
I'm not going to play like that.
No, I mean, if I was, and see, the thing that sucks is the police. I think you got some out there. I think a lot of them out there are trying to do the job. They're decent, but their hands are tied. And I'm sure you've got some out there that are straight up slackers, or either they're on a power trip. I'm not saying they're not there, but you've got that everywhere. And I think that what happens is the police are limited in what they can do, or they're being instructed only get involved in this kind of call, or only do this, or only do that, prioritize this, this, and this. I mean, what are y'all's thoughts on that?
Oh, they'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I mean, now instead of going after, well, like you said, you can go down any of our highways or regular roads here and see people driving like total shitheads. Registration out on the back, all this sort of stuff. I ain't gonna stop them.
No.
Especially if it's got Scat Pack on it, or if it's 2 inches above the ground and it's making popping noise. Shit, they don't want to mess with that.
Nope.
But they sure shit will go after, oh man, I don't even want to say it. But they will go after the ones that that don't look like they would pull a gun on you.
Right. They're going to go for the easy mark.
Yeah.
They're going to take the path of water, path of least resistance. And I hate to say that. I'm not saying all police do that, but that seems to be the modus operandi right now. Excuse me. At least where I am. The reason you have higher automobile insurance is because all these hood rats and drug boys out here ripping and running with no recourse, thinking they're extras on the next Fast and Furious, tearing shit up and killing people and causing all this damage. And they're the reason your insurance rates go up. It's not me and you. Okay? Insurance is a damn
it's a scam.
criminal enterprise to begin with.
Yeah.
And what I try to tell people, they've got it so fucking out of control that they have tables built within tables to find ways to fuck you out of more money.
Yep.
That's why if you've got health insurance, which most of us probably do, they're always wanting you to do these like health questionnaires and talk to these coaches and all this bullshit. Health insurance wants to be able to do the same thing car insurance does. The more information you give them, the better a database they can build to set analytics in place to charge you more money.
Well, yeah, their entire job is to not pay you.
There you have it. And again, it's the same old, but I digress.
Yeah, they've padded the pockets of politicians to vote this crap in. That's how we have mandated vehicle insurance.
Yep.
Okay. And then now, then it's health insurance. And then what else? What other kind of insurance are we going to have to get now?
Well, health insurance is no longer mandated.
Well, I'm looking to see that come back at some point.
That went away with Obama's Maximus. Because used to, remember, you had to show when you do your taxes, at least in my tax preparer, I had to show proof of me carrying insurance. I got penalized.
Yep.
Well, you don't have to do that anymore. So that, I believe, has gone to the wayside. Now, could it come back? Absolutely. All it takes is a damn wingnut prez to get in there and start doing shit. and not have a Congress or a House of Representatives with backbone, and there you have it. We just experienced 4 years of that. So we definitely don't want to have a relive that whole situation. One thing I wanted to bring up too, how many of y'all follow Newsmax?
No, I'll watch them every now and then.
Okay. Used to, I don't watch them necessarily, but I'll like hit stuff on their website if I see a feed from something. They seem to be getting more and more where they're like putting some half truth out there, like half clickbait. Almost like they're trying to play to the other side some. Have any of y'all noticed that?
I don't watch.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like organizations that I think that do that mostly is like maybe Breitbart. Maybe I might be wrong on that, but Breitbart seems like one of those that does that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I've noticed past couple months, Newsmax has started dropping. They'll drop a headline here and there, and it's almost like they're trying to throw shade on Trump. And while I understand Trump isn't, a god or anything else, he's just a politician.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to find a way to sow some dissension to pull people from the left to him. Like today, they had a headline, something along the lines of Trump wouldn't name Vance as his successor in 2028. Trump had been in office a fucking month, and you're trying to make this an issue?
Right.
And I've noticed him doing things like a two or three times, and it makes me kind of want to sit back and kind of see where they're going, because it reminds me of Fox, how Fox started to deviate.
Oh yeah.
I hate to see that, because Newsmax used to be pretty decent, I thought.
Yeah. I don't even follow. There's some things that come out, and first thing I do is I go to a search engine. I'm not going to say which one. I mean, it's good, bad, ugly, and different. But I'll start searching stuff on that, and I'll pick out some words out of it, and I'll start searching on that. Just kind of doing my own research. I don't like mainstream media anymore. That here you will believe what we tell you. We researched this, and here's a video clip of this this speech. Oh, by the way, here's what he's saying. I don't care what you're saying. Don't tell me what he's saying. I can hear it myself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of mainstream media will do that. CNN, but
MSNBC.
BSNBC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I like, and if I see like, something that someone posts on X, I'll look at it. Okay, this person's got pretty good information here. Let me go research this. And I'm like, okay, I'm seeing some pretty decent stuff, but Ground News has been pretty good. I like Ground News because they will tell you what side of the political spectrum that is putting that information out.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Well, another person I've really enjoyed watching when I have time is Sean Ryan.
Oh, buddy, Sean Ryan is one of the Sarah Adams, especially Sarah Adams is on X, and she puts stuff out all the time.
Right. I think the thing I like, well, I don't know when this particular podcast was done, but it was the one where he had an Asian-looking chick. She was a Democratic organizer or something.
Oh, yeah, that one just cleared like a couple days ago.
Yeah, and I watched that, and all the fuckery she talks about.
Oh my god, I haven't gone through it all the way yet, but
dude, you've got to watch it. I mean, the shit that was going on, covering up, bed shitter and his mental demise.
Yeah,
crooked shit going on, who was running the country while he was out chasing toasters and eating ice cream and shit and wandering around the damn backyard.
What I had seen of it is all the information that she just puked out. I was like, good Lord, I need to turn this off for a minute so I can just like analyze a lot of that. And, sit here with my computer and just start searching some of that stuff and looking into it myself. And, whew, yeah, Sean Ryan show. I mean, I really enjoy that. So I'm glad somebody else I know watches that. At least, smart people, unlike Vanguard.
Here we go. You'll get disconnected if you watch.
Threat me with a good time. I'll sit in the comments and type stuff out. I don't care.
It's hard, really. You got to really hunt around for people. You can't rely on mainstream media anymore. And I'm not saying mainstream media was ever on the up and up to begin with. But there used to be a time where you could watch national news and actually parrot out some facts. Now, everything is spun one way or another with half-truths or lies. And you got to sit there and discern this much information from a book this deep as shit. And it's like, no, I'm not going to fool with it. I don't need to be lied to or convinced to do this, that, or the other. I'm a free-thinking individual, and I'll figure it out myself. And I don't know if we're ever going to get a media outlet that we can trust. I think we've seen a shift. Like you notice on the White House, they've kicked to the curb some of the people who had some of the main media outlets that had like access, or I know the Pentagon did it. They put them to the curb. They actually had offices in the Pentagon. And I know with the White House, they're making it open for people who are podcasters, YouTubers, different people like this that deliver the news on a different platform instead of the mainstream media, because the mainstream media is a bunch of fuckers, for lack of a better word. I mean, look at them.
Yeah, I mean, the mainstream media is owned by just a very few, large corporations. And you've all seen the video, where it'll show like 20 or 30 different openings to a story, and they're all the same.
Yep, same line,
and that comes directly from up above, and then gets disseminated to the news director, to the producers.
Yep.
So yeah, it's
same
bullshit.
Yeah, I mean they'll have the same keywords that they say in the phrase, and it'll be worded whatever message you're trying to get the sheeple to buy. Every damn one of them will say it, lockstep. It doesn't matter what channel. And when you see shit like that, straight up that you're being lied to if you've got more than 30 IQ points. I mean, come on. It's not coincidence that 14 networks said the same thing at primetime news.
Yeah.
Just saying. Jack and Jim, you're correct. They are letting independent people in, which is what needs to happen, because you can't trust the mainstream anymore. They're a bunch of criminals. Palmetto, good to see you as well. Good to see you, Jack and Jim. I didn't say it earlier. Yes, Carolyn Levitt, she is, for her age, she's taking up prisoners. I love it. She doesn't get tripped up. She doesn't get frustrated. Now, granted, she hasn't been in there very long, but I think back to how that dingbat that Bedshitter had, we had Circleback first. And then you got, I don't know what the hell you want to call her. I got some names I could call her, but I might get us dinged. The one that didn't like dudes. watching her get pissed off and just shut shit down because she was so mad was just priceless. So I enjoyed it.
It was funny because she'd do like your president did, and she would just like stop talking and stare off into the distance, and then shut down the whole. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah, because Peter Ducey'd run her up my tree.
Yeah.
I bet he gave that bitch them ulcers. I hope he did.
Oh, are you
Oh,
talking
wow.
about what's her name? Jean Pierre or whatever her name was?
Yeah.
Yeah, she. Never mind. I'm not going to say anything because.
Yeah, we're both thinking the same lines, dude. Just move on. Just move on.
Yeah, move. Just stick the paddle back in the water and just keep going.
That's it. Come on. Let's go.
Old Circleback thinks she's an actual credible journalist now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, Circleback is an idiot. And she looks like she could be a clone of
Another idiot.
yeah, the dude over Facebook. I swear they were separated at birth. She looks like she's got the Zuckerberg gene.
Oh yeah.
But hey, what do I know? You know. But the other thing they need to look into too, you know, when you talk about prosecuting people and breaking the law and all this shit, look at how many people are related to each other.
No.
Shapiro whistleblower. Wait a minute. He's bringing something else to the show here. I want to see what we're looking at. See if we're talking about the same thing. Oh, this is a whole nother one. I forgot about this one. Ozzy, thank you so much for dropping that. I completely forgot about this one. Now I'm pulling this up from X, but let me pull it up. It says a whistleblower identified as a former Pennsylvania State Police employee. Now this is from X. Has filed a criminal complaint linking Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro to an alleged assassination attempt on Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. The complaint is currently under investigation, with previous attempts to file private criminal complaints against Shapiro being rejected due to ongoing inquiries. The allegations suggest involvement of high-ranking officials, including former FBI Director Christopher Wray, and both members of the Biden administration, though no charges have been formally filed against these individuals based on these claims. Okay, where there's smoke, there's fucking fire.
Well, yeah, generally.
I mean,
but we're the only ones that are seeing the flames right now.
But see, here's the thing. Okay, think back to when all of us kind of woke up to all this bullshit going on. Back when Trump was in office and shit started going sideways. Not due to Trump, but because he was surrounded by people trying to screw him. And
metaphorically.
And the machine working against him. Think about all the riots, think about everything went sideways. Think about, you know, everything that happened up to the 2020 election, all the shit around it. I mean, things have just culminated, right? Well, think of all the illicit shit that's going on and how they've done everything. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there's not a lot more deep-rooted shit that's going on. All the shit we've said, we've called all this from the beginning. And everybody called us conspiracy theorists. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You need a tinfoil hat, this, that, and other. No. I can smell when something's rotten. You know, this makes no sense. Whether it's the coof or it's, you know, going through Trump's wife's underwear drawer. You know, they did that, but yet they wouldn't go through Biden's shit where he had, you know, documents stored with his Corvette in the garage.
Yeah, that's a safe place. You know,
yeah,
underwear drawer, no.
Exactly.
Garage with a Corvette with the door open, Yes, that's safe.
Yep. Yep.
But you remember what the reason was that they gave for not prosecuting, right? Because he's old,
Yeah.
and people would put, the jury would look at that like you're prosecuting an old man who, doesn't have all his faculties.
So,
But he had all his faculties to be president, though.
Exactly.
no, you can't advocate needed to. Even if, look, still go after him. Going after him, trying to prosecute his corrupt ass, even if you fail, put him on the spot, make people suspect.
Again, though, you don't have empathy for the guy, and he was the most empathetic president that we've ever had.
Are we talking about bed shitter?
Yeah. That's what I see on Instagram all the time.
He's empathetic. He wasn't empathetic. He just couldn't remember shit.
Exactly.
Look, there was only three things that crooked son of a bitch could remember. A, which kind of kid's underwear he liked the most. B, what flavor ice cream he liked the most. Okay. And C, riding in Scranton on his bicycle being chased by toasters. Those are the three things he knew. Well, just saying.
So Biden is 82 years old.
Right?
Okay. Trump is 78. Biden was too old. Trump wasn't, but there's only 4 years apart between them.
When you get to be that age, when you get to be in your 70s, you're old. You can paint that pig any color you want, but you're old.
Aren't you 71 though?
I know you'd like for me to be, but just remember, if I am, you're in my rearview mirror. So all I'm saying is that once you get to a certain age, you can't paint that pig another color and it be that color. It just
right.
And like it or not, as you get older, you lose an edge. It's gonna happen. I don't care. You can have the best voodoo priest in the world. I mean, look at Pelosi.
Ooh, I'd rather not.
Crypt keeper.
Well, I'm just saying.
Imagine that naked.
There's no way. No, ain't. Hell no. That's some Tales from the Crypt shit right there, dude. Those two, there's no way naturally they should be living.
It's all that formaldehyde.
It's all that damn pickled shit from the vodka. No, Trump hasn't lost an edge. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you get older, somewhere you're going to lose something, whether it's mental acuity or you're not, as quick on reaction as physically, things like that. I'm not saying Trump's necessarily got an issue, but I'm saying to sit there and try to say that one is old and one isn't or whatever, they're all, once you get to a certain age, you're all old. I mean, you might as well embrace it. We all get old at some point. But looking at Trump at 78 and then going back and looking at Bedshitter when he was 78, there's no comparison. Trump's always been spot on. His problem was, in his first presidency, he was surrounded by a bunch of parasites that were telling him one thing and doing the other.
Well, I'm not gonna be popular on this one. He created his own problems. He was against the swamp, but he brought in the swamp. And I still want to say, he's still bringing in the swamp. I know people like her, but I don't trust Pam Bondi as far as I can throw sacks, man. I don't. I don't like her. Why?
Yeah, why do you not trust her?
She is not a 2A advocate by any means.
Okay.
She's the one that came up with the red flag law. Take the guns first, then due process. That was her thing.
Really?
Yes. That was her thing.
And didn't she come from Florida?
Yep. And now she's looking for she's been talking to like folks in Congress to bring in a neutral, I want to say neutral, moderate person for the ATF.
No.
Mm-hmm. She's a snake in the grass. I don't like her by any means.
Well, I'll have to do some more research on her. I hope that she doesn't do no show. We don't need a moderate in the ATF. The ATF needs to be shitbagged, or they need to be done away with and a new organization created.
If I find that article again, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, forward it to me if you find it. I definitely am interested. We got several government agencies that need to be shit canned. The IRS.
Oh yeah, ATF.
Department of Education.
Yeah, that one's on the way out the door.
Yeah.
You said's on the way out.
You said. Now I'm glad you brought up you said again. This is another. I'm going back to my Newsmax thing for a minute. This is one of those articles they dropped, and it was talking about how a judge blocks, the Trump executive order or whatever it was, whatever he did to shut down USAID. And what it actually was is that the judge granted a temporary hold so that all the criminals that work for USAID scattered all over the damn country had time to GTFO and get home before everything shut down.
Yeah.
But they didn't spin it that way. I'm sorry. It reminded me of another little blurb I saw. But it looks to me like USAID is going to go away, which it should. We're seeing so much utter waste and criminal. I don't know what even to call it. It's not money laundering. It's more.
It's theft.
It's theft, but it's also
just like taxation.
Well, yeah,
exactly.
Taxation's a joke too. See, to me, we should get rid of we shouldn't be paying federal income tax. That money should never be coming out of our pocket. I don't mind state tax necessarily because it's where you live and it benefits where you live per se, within reason. But the federal tax we shouldn't be paying. The Fed should get all their money off trade and tariffs and shit like that like it used to. It shouldn't be put on the shoulders of the American people. And what they've become is like a damn leech you can't get rid of. So, that shit needs to change. But going back to the money we're finding, Doge is doing a damn good job. And I find it ironic that they bitch and cry about Elon Musk and him not being elected. He was appointed just like all the fucktards they used when they were riding the gravy train. And that was okay. But since Elon wasn't elected and he's cutting off their damn gravy train, all of a sudden there's a problem.
I mean, the media was asking some tough questions because they just had the thing with Trump and Elon, and they were talking about some of the stuff that Doge was doing.
Okay.
Because Elon has got federal contracts, and they were like, "So are you?" So what I'm looking for, transparent on everything that you've done with the federal government. And he was like, yeah, if you want to look at it, let me know what you want. Something along those lines, not exact verbiage.
Right, I got you.
But I was like, well, yeah, I mean, that's something that we probably should look into, because you know, you know, it's like, oh, look at that, make sure you're looking at this hand over here, keep looking over here, you don't want somebody dabbling into something else, while the attention's elsewhere. Yeah. I mean, we should be watching the watchers.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There shouldn't be anybody above the law, and you shouldn't be. I mean, here's my thinking: if he's got contracts with the federal government for whatever it is, whether it's defense, transportation, whatever contracts he's got, wherever it's involved, NASA, I don't know. There's got to be a way to separate him from those.
Yeah.
Because remember all the stink there was with Trump on his first term, because he had his big business, and they were saying all these conflicts and everything. So he let his kids run the business or something. I don't remember the exact specifics, but yeah, you don't need to have anything that can be muddying the waters. I agree with you. But what I'm going to say is, if you're going to do that, then that's all well and good, but before they do that, or while they're doing that, they need to go to each and every one of these politicians and start following their money, especially the ones that are crying the loudest, because they're the ones doing all the insider trading and buying up all the Halliburton stock and McDonnell Douglas and Lockheed. And I mean, pick something, they're investing all this money. I mean, Pelosi and her crooked ass husband, they invested a bunch of money in NVIDIA, which is a video card for computers. They invested a bunch of money in them and made millions. And they know things we don't because of the insider trading. I mean, Martha Stewart got her ass nearly locked up and put in the clink for it. And she was nowhere on the level all these crooked ass politicians are, but it's okay for them to do it.
Yeah.
It's time to start prosecuting all these damn people. Go after all of them. If you're an elected official, it should be worse for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got a damn judge or a prosecutor, that wants to play games, start going after them. If they're not upholding the law and they're making excuses and they're Soros funded, you need to investigate the shit out of them too. They're not above prosecution. It's time we clear the playing field and get rid of all the trash. Just my thinking. So, Ozzy, I'm with you. His approval rating seems to be going up more and more. But if he gets rid of the federal income tax, that would be awesome. I just don't see it. I don't think Congress, and I don't think they'll get rid of it because it gives them a way to pander for money, or pander for votes, rather. I can see him not taxing Social Security, and I can see him not taxing tips, but I don't see him getting rid of the federal income tax, and I don't think he's got the support. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
You need to look into all the politicians that have been taking money from their portion of the Ukraine money.
Yeah, see, they're trying to say that's a resurfaced rumor that is not true. Yeah, it is.
I found something that's got numbers. I don't know how credible it is, but I found something that's got numbers, and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
So, and yeah, there's some Republicans on there as well.
If they are, they need to get burned. I'm sorry. I know that sounds bad, but you can't.
Nobody's above the law. I mean,
no, even if it ends up screwing up the majority, they shouldn't have been breaking the law. The only way.
I don't care if Ron McDonald is found taking money. He's got to go too.
Yeah, I agree. Something's got to change. Something's got to change, and we finally got. I mean, I understand there's things this administration is doing that some of us don't agree with, and there may be more things they do we don't necessarily agree with, but overall, we're seeing more positive change in his first month than we have in the past 20 years.
Hey, I'm going to agree with what Ozzy said here. If enough people call their representatives, they would have to support it. And that's true. I mean, I have been telling people to call the representatives. And you know how many people tell me that's a waste of time?
Yeah.
How do you know? I mean, I can give some examples. I'll tell you, but I've seen firsthand how calling your representatives makes a difference. I guarantee it. You know, for OPSEC reasons, I'm not going to.
Right. I understand that. The one,
but it works. It works, and I made an appointment. I'm going to be talking to to a staffer of one of my representatives, and I'm going to, bring some stuff up and see just give my 2 cents worth. But I mean, it doesn't hurt. You need to call your representatives. Call all the time. That's the only way things are going to get done. If enough people keep calling, it will move. It will move things. Whether it's right or left. Even if you call, okay, let's say you're not a Democrat, but you call your Democrat representative. Guess what? They still represent you. They still have to. They're a politician. So yeah, I would.
well, my caveat is where I'm at, and I'm not saying this for everyone, where I'm at, my senator and my representative, if I'm not mistaken, are both down-the-wall shitbag Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is in the pocket of Big Pharma, gets millions. I'm not sure about the other one.
He's just a race baiter.
They both are as far left as you possibly can be, and they'll never support anything that we do. They go on party lines every time. And they're both juniors. They're not senior politicians.
Well, Gabby Gifford just put a thing out here recently
Okay.
saying that the Second Amendment is not under attack. Okay, that's cool. Well, good. I'm glad you're finally on our side. Maybe she's going to become a big supporter of the 2A community.
Okay.
That's so. I mean, the long letter that she put out. Maybe I'm being facetious, but yeah,
No, I get it. I'm not saying don't call your representatives. I'm just saying in my specific position, and Saxman knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish it was that way. It used to not be that way. But what happened, demographics changed. And unless those demographics change back, where I'm at, that's not going to change. So, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But I digress. Well, guys, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I hope you had fun. We tried to keep it on topic. We deviated a few times, but this was fun. Hopefully, we'll get back to some kind of schedule now. My schedule's freed up a little bit. It just depends on what I've got going on with the family. I can't speak for Jay and Saxman. They have their own things going on as well, but we're going to try and make this a regular thing, hopefully, get back on track. And hopefully get Vanguard back on here some.
Huh.
Just saying, he is missed. So, Jay, I'm going to let you have the floor for some parting words of wisdom.
Carry always. Watch your six. Train, train, train. Don't just because Trump's in doesn't mean you get a free pass to sit there and slouch for the next 4 years. Because right now the pendulum has swung to our side for a while. It doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever and a day. So, because it will swing back the other way and we're going to be in a shitstorm. Everybody's going to be afraid. And, then they're going to have to stock up and be prepared. And, doomsday is coming any day. So don't slow down. Keep going. Make sure your face is in the Bible at least one day a week. I know I need to start doing that a little bit more. Don't trust your government. Sorry, Sax Man. But no, I still don't trust government by any means.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty then. You're up, brother.
All right. Well, like I've been saying for years, call your representative. Don't trust your government. That's about all I got.
Okay. To hinge off both of what my cohorts here said, get involved. Don't just sit on the sidelines. If you call your representative, make an effort. Write your representative, email your representative, do something. Don't be asleep at the wheel. That's how we got where we're at. We can't sit on the sofa and eat moon pies and drink RCs and watch Dancing with the Stars and expect shit to stay on the rails. It's not going to. So keep that shit in mind. Stay aware, stay focused on what's going on around you, and pay attention to things like if you got kids at school or grandkids at school, stay on top of what they're being taught. Stay on top about what their subjects are and what they're discussing, because all this mind game shit starts at the school, and you got to be on top of that. You can't do it as a helicopter parent. That being said, keep this country in your prayers, keep your loved ones in your prayers, and God willing, we'll see you on the other side. Thanks for coming tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Thanks.
Still likes gay porn.
What?
What are bandage pics?